Check it. Before the record, we break it down. Business podcast, we run this town. From entrepreneurs to investors, we in this.
Welcome back to For the Record. I'm Dwayne.
I'm Hope.
Hey, we got another show lined up for you today. Something that we should be paying attention to. I'm not sure if everyone is, but robots are taking over jobs. They are displacing people. Yeah, people, especially in the restaurant industry.
Right.
That's why right now that's where we're seeing
it started.
Yeah, it started.
Yeah.
You know, AI technology is everywhere.
It is.
But there's a particular restaurant in California that has gone totally
robotic.
Robotic.
Flippy the chef makes Spud spectacular. This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle as this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it would take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery.
Also, like when I was traveling last month, my sister and I, we stopped to a McDonald's. So I very rarely eat at McDonald's. So I actually stopped and I went in and there was a machine, a big machine.
Oh, it was kiosk.
I heard people, was nobody at the front desk because they were in the back cooking and watching the machine. So you place your order right there and then somebody brings it from the back. And it was 5 minutes. That was the fastest I've ever been to a McDonald's in like 5 minutes.
So, it was quicker. So
It was quick.
The speed of using the kiosk and whatever technology you have was better than the human interaction. Hey, but
Honestly, and we're talking about the service part, yes.
Okay.
But the gentleman that did come out to bring the food on the tray, he was smiling and everything.
yeah,
but
you had to do that.
I was no,
Well, he had to fix it.
He just had to, bag it up.
Oh, okay.
Cheeseburger. Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work. No humans required.
So it was different. There was some other people in there sitting down. It was very quiet. There's nobody at the front. So everybody's eating quietly at their own little station, conversing among themselves. It was different. I didn't like it.
I noticed that you didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I noticed it too. I stopped last week at a place and you had to order from a little kiosk. I don't know. It's just like, it on one hand, sometimes you go in there, you get a worker that may not want to be there that day. But sometimes you get a really nice person, like we got in the drive-thru
at Taco Bell.
We stopped at Taco Bell, and I'm telling you,
Hiram, shout out to Hiram and Mount Dora, I believe that was.
yeah, I mean, he was awesome.
He was
He
awesome.
brightened the day.
He did.
And don't say nothing about Taco Bell. We stopped there for a reason.
Yes.
Don't try to
Don't knock Taco
don't
Bell.
knock Taco Bell.
And don't bother us.
We don't eat it all the time. Don't bother us about it.
Yeah.
But, he was great. And but these restaurant workers are in jeopardy of losing their job. But
Very much.
do you really think that it will affect restaurant industries? I mean, like as
a whole?
As a whole, yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Oh,
think of.
definitely.
Like,
I think the dining experience, whether it's frugal or expensive, is going to be completely different as these robots become more and more sophisticated.
Right.
AI is really taking over. It's making the speed and quality faster.
Yeah.
Restaurants and owners are saving tons of money. They're solving their shortage of staff because we know during the pandemic and afterward, nobody wanted to go to work.
Nobody wanted to go to work.
Even at the fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
Especially at fast food restaurants.
And then people didn't trust going out to restaurants. And, people that worked at restaurants, we didn't trust them either.
We didn't trust them.
They couldn't
got
have food.
COVID.
They might have COVID.
We might have COVID. We were nervous.
Yeah. But that was a big issue. And I think the restaurant industry never bounced back from that.
It didn't.
And it's one report said that the restaurant industry is understaffed by 62%.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, 62%. And then that understaffed.
So
they can't find people to come.
That's more than half of the industry needs workers.
But here's the flip side to that.
What?
AI and robots can replace 86% of those jobs, those needs to be fulfilled.
We can't get enough people to come out to work on fryers and grills, and they're dangerous jobs. And this automation helps solve a lot of those issues.
62% of restaurants report being understaffed. Industry experts say most of those unfilled jobs could be done by robots.
Well, as you and I were talking, that's scary to me.
It is.
While I appreciate AI and what robots can do, replacing the human element is dangerous, because where does that leave humans? That's the dangerous part I'm saying. Where does that leave us? The next generation that's coming out, like most of us got our start at a fast food restaurant. I know I did.
Yeah, I did.
So if a robot is doing that, what are the people going to be doing now?
Hey, they have to find ways, creative ways, not really creative ways, but to be really intentional about what they choose as careers, especially, college age students now, because when you major, let's go back to our time.
Okay.
When I was in school, I was in college in the 90s.
Right.
Computers were not out like that.
Not like it is now.
We didn't have it. I mean, they had them in certain places,
certain industries.
But I remember we had computer labs,
right?
On college, and we was required to go to the computer lab, to learn basic word processing.
That's what it was called back then, word processing. And you had the little floppy disk. And now.
And then so you see how, and that was 94, 95, 96 in that area,
right?
But now you see how advanced it is. We saw the, I don't know if I would say invention, but when they brought on these automated tellers where you self-checkout.
Self-checkout.
That was a form like, okay, now you don't even have a person in the grocery store to check you out.
Even ATMs. If people do research, how far back do we go to ATMs?
Yeah.
Does everybody remember that movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. Yeah. That's what's happening. To me, it's not a conspiracy theorist. We're seeing it. Like the restaurants have actual robots. Like doing fries, making burgers, and they're asking the owners, like, don't you think it's going to be worse or is it going to be better?
Yeah.
And it's going to be better in some regards
for
because
the employee, for the restaurant.
For the restaurant.
Yeah.
And for the consumer experience, because now they're saying every burger is going to be cooked exactly the same. The fries are going to be exactly the same. So
the quality is better.
Yeah, we'll hear people saying, well, they put out food great all the time.
Is it going to affect the quality and the taste?
I would say yes, in a good way, because now each burger is being cooked precisely the same way every time.
Time will tell whether AI takes over kitchens everywhere. That will be up to the public to chew on.
That's really the only thing we're going to hear, because there's no humans.
So you're saying that human error had the food tasting nasty before?
It did.
So
because we're not always accurate.
No, we don't feel good.
We don't feel good. We got an attitude. Some of us cook from scratch, so we know a little bit of this and a dash of that and a dollop of this is never really the same.
And I don't know if I'm really mad at that. We don't really eat fast food anyway. I just told y'all about Taco Bell, but think about some of the stigmas that go along with restaurant employees. Not saying anything bad about restaurant employees, but we've seen the news.
Yeah, we don't have to. The news will tell you.
Yeah, we're not saying it because we know they're great
restaurant employees.
But some of them go viral for some pretty nasty stuff.
Criminal activity.
Yeah, criminal activity.
Like the lady who used the bathroom in a bucket of ice cream and then spit in it and served it.
So some sanitary reasons that could be good.
The robot.
The robot ain't gonna spit in your food.
So in other words, we could also say, for me, in other words, that robots aren't nasty as humans could be.
Yeah, sanitary wise.
That's sad. That's really sad.
But the quality of food, they say, is going to be consistent. It's going to be even better.
And faster.
Yeah, and it's saving money for the establishment.
For the establishment. So as a business owner, entrepreneur, they get to invest in a machine one time at the annual expense for one employee. Kind of bare minimum. If
exactly.
So that's a huge savings through the years for that company, that restaurant. I don't know who's next. The grocery stores. That's next because
we see it.
They self-checkout everywhere.
We saw this at Amazon Go. They have some kind of, I think it's in Seattle somewhere, you just go in this store.
You
pick it up.
Log in. It knows it's you. You take what you off on the shelf. It adds it to your cart. Listen, technology is taking over, and we shouldn't be afraid of it.
No.
We should learn how to use it for good. Yes, there's some negatives to that, but there's also some great positive. Like learn about how to use a robot.
Yeah.
Learn how to use AI. Period.
Yeah, well, be an engineer. That's another thing that is probably in high demand. Engineers, like when you
Robotic engineers, maintenance. You're gonna need to learn maintenance to fix the robots. The robots can't. Well, I mean, let me not say they can't fix themselves.
Oh yeah, they do. I saw another article saying that robots are working on robots now.
And there you have it.
Yeah, so
Humans?
I mean, you have operation. You know, the robots are doing operations now, like life-saving operations.
So when I was going to say later, going to fields such as healthcare, that might not even be.
Certain parts. I mean, you cannot replace a human in healthcare.
You can't.
I don't care what what it is. You have to have that compassion still.
The compassion and the preciseness of a human that can actually see inside the body.
Robots are pretty precise.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, would you want a human there or just the robot? I prefer both.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question.
So much to consider.
What do you say? Would you prefer human operating on you if you had to have a
surgery
or a robot? We know,
or both. I'm going with both.
You want both?
I want both.
Well, both.
I want both.
Well, let's think about this. We're at a time where we were championing the minimum wage going up, right?
Yep.
But what happens when the minimum wage go up?
The robots come in and take over human jobs.
Yeah, because it's going to cost the employer more money to hire.
Money.
Yeah. So they were saying that like $20 an hour
in California.
In California for fast food workers causes employers to look like, say,
where can we save money?
Where can we save money? By investing in
these
robotics. You know?
So while everybody was excited, there is a downside.
There is a downside.
And no, not everyone considered the downside. It sounds great, $15, $20 an hour, but you have to consider that person that started that business. Can they afford that?
Yes.
And if they can't, in order to stay afloat, they're going to look for the next best thing.
And in California, where the minimum wage for most fast food workers will soon be $20 an hour, fewer workers equals cost savings. Dan Ives is with Wedbush Securities, a wealth management firm.
Once the minimum wage went to 20, that's the bell going off. More and more focus on spending on AI. Because look, that's inflationary.
And as entrepreneurs, we have to do the same too. Even in podcasting, even in production, we have to find AI tools now all the time to assist in what we do, because you just can't afford employees.
It makes it easier, much faster. Some things that I use AI for. Now for editing, I don't care. They have softwares that will edit video for you.
It's not the same.
But it's not the same as being an editor. I'm a true editor.
Yes.
And I will always edit my projects, all videos that I do.
Videos.
But they do have technology that you don't have to do nothing.
You don't. You just pop it in. But again, that's why I was saying there's still a human element that needs to be there. There's something about a human touch that just makes living daily life better.
Yeah.
I don't want to be surrounded by a whole bunch of robots, but here's some things to think about. Choose skills that a robot can't do.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Hair.
Hair.
I keep trying to tell some people a robot can't, maybe
hair.
not yet, but still, a robot can't wash your hair. Robot can't put in extensions. Like, that's a skill.
Yeah.
And then also at the field that you and your father have been in for years.
Yeah.
Fire safety.
Yeah, fire protection.
Yeah.
Of course, construction.
Yep. The robot can't.
So most trades.
Most trades.
Yeah, and we are fortunate enough to have learned trades.
Yes.
And also have a degree as well.
Yeah.
So
very early.
Very early. And another thing about that, because the world is evolving towards this automation, even colleges right now are in jeopardy. I would say with certain majors, like
there's not a lot of professors that know AI.
No.
And it is the traditional college is still traditional. I mean, correct us if we're wrong. I don't know. Are there any schools out there that focus strictly on AI, how to make robots, how to fix robots?
institutions like the MIT.
Yeah, the big ones. I'm talking about local colleges that are children and children going to the junior colleges. What programs are they offering? Because we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Are these programs being offered is something to consider when you and your children, or if you're an adult on your own looking what to study, find out what AI needs.
Yeah. And I don't think anything is safe. I mean,
Oh, no.
you say find a job that
AI needs.
AI needs.
Yes.
What is it? Because,
Prompt engineers.
yeah, prompt engineers are big one, and they make a lot of money right
Maintenance.
now. Maintenance.
Coding.
Yeah.
There's so much that AI needs.
Auto mechanics.
Auto mechanics.
What else? Because if you look at it, every industry has
Robots.
been affected by it.
Yes, every single industry.
Even the entertainment industry.
Oh, we saw something, was that a month or so ago? I don't remember. I was talking to you about, they were doing a concert. I think it was on Wildin' Out. And they had, I can't remember the guy's name, but he came and did a concert, but because he couldn't be there,
I know exactly.
they did a hologram of him on stage singing and dancing as though he was right there.
there. Yep.
So even the entertainment industry is being affected by AI. I don't know about concerts much.
Oh man, they've done it. I mean, you can now, in certain programs, you could take some prompts, type in a prompt, and it'll make a song for you. They even got songs that sound exactly like Drake,
The artists.
Jay-Z. I mean, you could actually make an album. So
Wow.
even that, and Universal and all those record companies are scrambling right now to combat that because, of course, the artists, copyright infringements and all those things come into play.
It's a lot to consider.
It's a lot to consider. So even they have been affected by it. We
Yes.
talked about hospitals. We talked about
The food industry, construction.
some construction. Yeah, of course, robotics are being used.
Yeah. So never stop. Never stop learning. If someone tells you, hey, have you heard of Chat GPT?
Yeah.
And you say no, go look it up.
Go look it up.
If somebody says, hey, have you heard of Opus Clips? And you say no, go look these things up.
Yes.
AI is not going anywhere. And get ready for new kinds of jobs. We just already named some. The prompt engineers, you're going to need to know maintenance. There's going to be there's jobs that's coming we don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Because AI needs it.
Yep.
There used to be a time
AI needs it. Yeah.
AI needs it. We used to say, what do we need as human beings in today's world? But now it's, what does AI need?
Yep. And you said something, we talked about it on the other podcast, where you cannot be afraid to learn these things. Oh, it's above me, or that's too much for me to learn, because you're going to be so lost.
And broke.
Because the way, and broke. And because the way technology and the world is moving, it is rapidly changing.
Yes. And there's no way around it.
No.
There is no way to get around AI.
Yep.
Things will never be the same. So learn to look at the big picture. Know what's going on in the world. It doesn't mean you have to be a part of every single thing, but know what's going on so that you can see where opportunities for you may be for you and your business to grow and for your family to stay afloat. This AI is real. Again, I'm not afraid of it.
No.
Because I'm learning it and I'm becoming even more familiar on how to use it in positive ways.
Exactly. And for those entrepreneurs, it's very, very important. Very important. It can also help you streamline your workflow.
Yep.
I know we want to hire people.
We do.
We do. But sometimes it may be cheaper as an employer to find that type of service elsewhere.
And we know that right now that's what's working for us. We cannot afford a human being, so we're using technology to help us get to a point where we can empower and hire human beings. But we're not going to give 100% over to AI. No. We need humans. We need each other to survive in this world. But I'm trying to tell you, we are trying to tell you, learn AI.
Right, because AI could not set up these cameras.
Nope.
The microphone.
Couldn't put the chair right where we need it.
Exactly. The lighting and all of these things. It can edit the video, but I will not let it.
Can it really edit the way you want it? It can't add your frames, your different. See, that's what editing. I don't even know those terms.
It's pretty awesome now.
It's pretty awesome.
It can do some things.
Okay, well, he would know. He's been doing this for 20 years.
Again, you have a human touch to it.
Exactly.
You know, it's one thing called it's something they got called Autopod.
Okay.
And I can take the video that we're shooting right now, upload it to this Autopod.
Okay.
3 camera setup, and it'll chop up the video for me in less than a minute.
As though you did it.
As though I did it. But here's the thing.
Thank you. Tell us what's the
It
caveat.
selects the, I guess what you call it, angles or the switches for you. You know, which, you know, some of them are okay, but it
should flow.
I don't like the way it flows.
You don't like the way it flows.
I've tried it before, never used it. But I'm just giving an example of things that less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
So there's no excuse if you're starting a podcast and you can't afford to find an editor or pay an editor. He just gave you a freebie, Autopod.
Yeah. I'm giving you that, but hey, you can still call me.
Yes, definitely reach out.
Go to the website, thebossmove.com, get you a real editor.
A real editor so that your video, your podcast can have your unique touch, your branding. Remember, we talked about branding. So these, a lot of these AI are not going to really brand for you according to your intention. So learn the different, maybe we should do a podcast on different tools they can use. Yeah.
If you want to see a podcast on different tools you can use for your business,
leave us a
comment. We will definitely cover it because we do use them. Like Hope said, we're not dependent.
Nope.
But we do use them for certain things.
Because being in this field of content creation, a lot more people are going to join it. And again, I keep saying it, because a lot more people are going to join it, there is so much to learn and so much to grow from. Please don't be afraid of AI. Get to know it, learn how to use it. Ask somebody if you don't know. We're always here to answering questions. And again, restaurants, as far as I know so far in California, is fully done by a robot, except they call the finishing touches. So if you need to sprinkle some salt or some cheese on your French fries, there is a human there to fill in that spot.
Humans at Cali Express will put the finishing touches on orders.
Yeah, so the roles have been kind of reversed. You know, where I mean, it's crazy.
To sprinkle salt,
sprinkle
and some cheese,
and hand you your order.
Hand you your order, and then soon enough, they're not even going to be there to do that.
Is it costing people their jobs?
That's not what we've seen. It's really here to help people.
So learn AI.
One of the, I think she was a regional vice president or something like that.
At White Castle.
White Castle. She was saying that one, I guess, task took 2 workers. Now it only takes 1. So
you're talking about an average of $26,000 to $29,000 a year for a restaurant worker.
Yes.
Now, a year, you only need to buy that machine one time and pay one person to maintenance when it's needed. And most of these, it's called Miso Robotics.
Yeah.
They have a large company, so even if your machine break down, you don't need. They're gonna come and fix it because you're using their product.
And they also have payment plans.
Yeah.
I mean, the price of a robot arm, because they sell it, I guess, in parts or whatever.
Right.
Depending on what you want, it's kind of reasonable.
It is.
You know what I mean?
You buy it in pieces.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of reasonable, and you can pay on it. So that is very attractive.
You can't pay on humans.
You know, you can't pay on a human. You can pay on this robot arm to scale your business and and save money. And as you can see, there's a massive layoff going on with all of these companies laying off
a lot of
people. I mean, a lot of employees. A lot.
I mean,
major companies like UPS,
Google, all the companies that came out in the pre-AI era, the Uber, Lyft, Google, Whole Foods, every industry is being affected with layoffs because of AI technology and because of the need to save money.
Yep.
The world is changing, and in order to continue to thrive here in the US of A, at least, learn AI.
And the reason these layoffs are attractive to these companies is when they find out they can run leaner with less employees, less overhead.
Yeah.
That also it attracts investors.
Yes.
The investors are happy.
And the investors will come
They
pour
make
more money
Yeah, they
into
make
your
more
company
money. Yeah.
because they're looking and saying, hey, you knew when to scale down. I mean, again, of course, we all know it's going to affect people. It is going to affect people, which is why we're doing this podcast, to tell you to get into a field of AI, learn something so that when these companies do these major cuts, these major layoffs, you can say, well, I got a skill. I'll go over here.
Yeah, you're not affected.
You're not affected.
So we just want everyone to be informed and pay attention to what's going on around us. The world is changing. It's not going backwards.
Nope.
We're going forward with this technology, the internet, content creation.
Yes.
We're moving. Yeah. Anything else you want to share?
I want to say, learn what AI needs.
Learn what AI needs.
Learn what AI needs.
And that's it.
That's it for today?
That's it for today.
Okay.
But what we want to tell you is to don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for the subscribers so far.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
I think we're about to hit 2,500.
Yes.
That's
very
awesome.
fast too. Very fast.
And then that's because of you all. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us on another episode of For the Record. We will talk to you next time.
Later.
It down. Business podcast, we run this town. From entrepreneurs to investors, we in the zone. Sharing knowledge, making moves, we a microphone. For the record, we got the facts. For the record, we run the tracks. We in the business, no time to play. For the record, podcast all day.